Hello Libra friends, I'm Annie Botticelli and welcome to my For Libra's Eyes Only exclusive Libra March 2026 astrology report. This is for you if Libra is your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, or any other Libra placement you're listening for. What I'm going to talk about here is part of your astrological picture. Very late degree Libra friends, so birthdays like October 15th through the rest of the sign or 23 degree placements through the rest of the sign. I suggest you additionally listen to my Scorpio report, as your very late degree friends will benefit from both readings. I'm going to give you a lot of important dates in this report, so if you have a pen and paper handy, that would be great. If you don't, or you just otherwise are a visual person and want to see some of this stuff down on paper, in another browser right now, go to anniehelpsyou.com and click on Unleash, where you can grab your free March 2026 star report that includes my sweet and salty dates mega list. We also have a lot of aspects that can go either way, wild card, and I will outline all of them in great detail in that report, which you can get there at anniehelpsyou.com. Okay, so let's start to starting to set up all of the layers of experience this month so you can experience the richness of potential. And the only way we can really convey that richness is by going piece by piece to show you what's happening all at the same time. Most of the month is very much water focused. Mars is going to get into water early in the month, Pisces, transiting North Node, the Sun, Pallas Athena, Mercury in retrograde, and Venus all in Pisces. So the language of quiet synchronicity is really afoot at this time. Magical, mystical, activated dreams, very vivid imagination, creative space, internal, retrospective, introspective energy is very, very strong this month. It's a great time to cozy up with some personal pursuits, private personal pursuits, and you may really be doing a lot of self-development at this time. Inner work, stuff focused on your health, stuff focused on your wellness, looking at your daily experience and what can make it better, just sort of adding in some new rituals, some new routines that can make things feel a little bit smoother and more connected in your life. In addition to all of this Pisces energy, on March 18th, we've got a new moon at 28 degree Pisces, which is a wonderful point of making some wishes, setting some intentions in that inner world. And since for you, specifically as a Libra, this is in your house of health and your house of pets and animals and your house of your daily routine, if you have any wishes along those lines, you may make them now and get extra power since they will be aligned in the location that this is occurring for you. Mercury retrograde is dominating the month as Mercury at 22 degrees of Pisces goes back to 8 degrees of Pisces, and all of this takes place in this same 6th house for you. Important dates here. February 12th, we had pre-shadow of Mercury retrograde begin. From February 12th to February 26th, we had this very deep dissension into the inward and backward energy of retrograde, where the tides turned inward and backward. Relationship communication may have started to go haywire. Voice to text mistakes may be the highlight of your experience, and appliances are going nuts. From February 26th through March 20th, we've got the official retrograde, March 20th, just as we start our new season, spring, for many of you listening. Fall for you all down under it's a very, very big shift in cardinal energy into the new season, whichever season it is for you. And along with that date, Mercury is waking up. But it will take until April 10th for Mercury to kind of get clear of its hangover from having been in retrograde. So you're not going to be able to see very far ahead. You're not going to be able to see many steps in advance. Information and news is going to come in without a doubt from this eclipse. We'll get into that more. You'll feel the wake up of Jupiter going direct on March 10th, but it'll all still be within this very kind of groggy, hazy, sort of mystical, cloudy water retrograde. And you may need more time to get yourself situated to make decisions from the news that comes in, to get clarity about what the news actually means for you that is starting to come in. And, April 10th is going to be when things are a lot more clear. But At the very end of March, you'll at least be 10 to 11 days with Mercury straight. So things will really start moving along, because as the month goes on, starting March 7th, Venus will get into Aries. Then as the month progresses, March 20th, the sun will get into Aries. Mars is going to move along. And as we're getting into this fire energy, that's going to be very, very different than this watery retrograde, sort of thing that's going on. So for most of the month, you are here on the shore with the tides coming in, and anything that you try to put on the tides will come back to you very quickly, making it a great month for experimentation, but not necessarily the best month for trying to launch your all-time most important thing that needs major momentum, because things are a little sleepy. And as we get past the 20th and get closer to April 10th, we'll open into this period that goes from April 10th until around June 13th, where it's one of the best periods in the whole year for forward movement. And all of these Aries energies are going to get you froggy and ready to jump. So you'll be feeling that building, but you're not exactly sure what to do with it yet. A lot of this is going to be focused on relationships, because the Aries placements highlight the relationship sector for Libra. And so a lot of opportunities will come through other people. A lot of aid can come through other people, and you may be playing a supportive role. There may be some tests that come to your relationship space. There may be some awarenesses or major elucidations that come as Venus moves along and makes conjunctions with all of these Aries placements. So love, money, romance, finances, relationships, your self-esteem, and your view of yourself are all going to have interesting opportunities as Venus connects with Neptune, connects with Saturn, connects with Chiron, connects with Eris, connects with Ceres. And so we'll have this sort of ongoing series of boosts of awarenesses and readiness for action. There are a lot of levels of work and career that are getting enhanced for Libra at this time. So for those of you to whom money and work is important and employment is relevant, as these Pisces placements come and make beautiful angles with Jupiter, which is expanding your 10th house of work and career and your place out in the world, with at the same time Jupiter waking up, if you've been on a job hunt and you've been having trouble, especially since the end of 2025, this may be your saving grace, because Jupiter is seeking to expand your place out in the world from the middle of 2025 to the middle of 2026 as it moves through this 10th house of your place out in the world. And when I say your place out in the world, for many people that is career, it's employment, it's money-based. But if you have personal projects that have nothing to do with money, just something you want to do, a community project, a passion project, a retirement project, your place out in the world can be enhanced regardless of the connection or not having a connection to money. So this is what's really at play here. You're building a skyscraper in the world of your external experience, and Jupiter sort of took a break to do some strength checks in the retrograde from November until now. But as it's going direct, it's going to take all that information of what is sustainable, what you really want to build, what you want to discern, what is most important for you to focus on in your home and family and housing, and in your work and career and your place in the world. Then all of these trines that happen from the Pisces placements with the Jupiter placements are going to send you blessings and enhancements in those arenas. So if you've been looking for work, job offers may start to come in. I don't want you to pass up job offers thinking because it's retrograde you can't say yes. You can. But if there are paperwork items, or if it's a very big deal, or if there's a move involved with it, or if there's something more complicated than just you need a job and then you say yes, then just kind of be aware that the clarity about what the job means and the contractual aspect may need a little time to kind of pan out. But it doesn't mean that you can't say yes or you can't entertain possibilities. It just means that things may turn out a little differently than you thought, and that's not always a bad thing. It also may be a segue to something else. A very, very big advancement now may be an interim job or an interim position that's on the way to your bigger or better position. Okay, so just keep that in mind, because that could be very relevant for you. Things also having to do with father figures, parental figures, you as an authority or parental figure can come into play, and all of these blessings and attention may be focused on that. Now, as the month progresses and the Aries planets get you ready for action and Mercury goes direct and Jupiter goes direct, these tides start turning and the seas start going out astrologically so that as you start putting things out there, you'll have a little bit more gusto. They'll be more clear April 10th and after, but you will feel that shift and it will be very noticeable. Okay, now let's talk about the eclipse, because this is one of the biggest points of the whole month. March 3rd, we've got a 12-degree Virgo lunar eclipse, and that is going to be in your 12th house. We'll talk about what that means here in a minute. I'm going to give you some timelines. The end of 2024 through early 2027, every 6 months between these times, things from the internal realm are coming out into the conscious realm. Your inner world is bubbling through into your very visible material world. And things having to do with addictions, fears, opportunities, managing and mastering your mind, turning internal gold outward into something productive. All of these are themes that are happening. Your inner world, your outer world, intuition versus logic, chaos versus organization, systems versus abstract things. All of these are themes that are happening during these years, and they are highlighting those same houses for Libra. So Pisces and Virgo rule the 6th and 12th houses, except it's opposite. Pisces rules the 12th house, and that's where Libra has Virgo, and Virgo rules the 6th house, which is where Libra has Pisces. But what that means is that the themes for Pisces and Virgo are doubled up, and you're having them both through the house and the signs. So that makes all of this even stronger. So this opportunity that may come for you during this time may have to do with healing and addiction, working through a fear and getting to the other side of it, building something from inside out, something that was private that you're working on behind the scenes, maybe building in confidence to get ready to come out. You can think back to 2015 to 2017, and you can think back to 2006 to 2008 when this eclipse cycle happened before. All right. Now, if bad things happen in those times, it doesn't mean they'll happen again, because there are different things going on in those times than there are now astrologically. But this theme of your inner and your outer world and your intuition versus logic and, your health, your mental wellness and your physical wellness, your daily routine and your place where you step into timelessness, all of that, your creative world and your productive world, you can see how that may have manifested in those cycles and see how it may manifest now. We do also have an Aquarius Leo new eclipse cycle that started in February. Really started seeing some of that come in January. And that is also still in effect now. I'm not going to get too much into it because I dove into that in the January and the February reports. But just to know that, there are other layers that are carrying through at this time. But the things we've talked about, are going to be very, very obvious and very much take up a lot of the center stage. You may get fresh infusions of your daily experience, and there may be more excitement and very positive changes to what you do every day, where you're taking more time, like I mentioned before, to connect and to kind of just tune into the more emotional, heartfelt space and emotional connections with other people. You may make some decisions to take some time to connect with people more on a daily basis, more like a ritual or a habit, or just having personal quiet time for meditation or just to take some space for yourself, and that could become your new norm. Like committing to sanity moments where you can kind of just step into the space of timelessness and just kind of get out of the world of time and the constructs of, the heaviness of the daily reality, where you can kind of escape into just something more magical and more mystical and more uplifting. If you resonate with my work, please subscribe, click like, and if you want the written star report that I talked about, the March report, then you can go to anniehelpsyou.com and put your name and email address in there. Just click on Unleash and put your info there. And in the welcome letter, it will give you instructions on how to get that monthly sweet and salty date report. If you want to see personalized reports for the outer planets, the ones that move slowly but bring major themes for your chart, go to Annie B. Clarity, Annie, the letter B, clarity.com. And if you want to learn astrology with me, if you resonate with how I teach and you want to learn, either to help you and your family and your friends or to do it professionally, I have an astrology certification course that you can check out at beastropro.com, beastropro.com. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you next month. Bye.